Good day, everyone. My name is Ray Roberts, and I hope everyone is doing well in these trying times. I am praying for you all. I want to briefly just talk to you about Horace Mann and his contributions, and how we can use his philosophy and contributions to solve some of the problems that we face today. I want to just briefly talk to you about my educational philosophy because I believe they are aligned with Horace Mann's. My philosophy is that students go to school or should go to school to learn about themselves and who they are in relation to the greater world, in relation to the world they live in. I believe that students should get information that helps solve their problems. Dr. Diane Lawson Freeman talks about the inert knowledge problems, about schools giving or providing students with information that they simply cannot use. And as a result, what happens is students spend 12, 14, 15 years, if you go into university, 16 years going to university and more, learning about everything but themselves. And what happens is they have a void. So when we become adults and we make money and we're able to, and we have influence, what happens is we use that influence to serve ourselves and not society because we're trying to fill a void. And that void should have been filled in those younger years and the educational system could have been the instrument to help fill that void. And so this idea of individual self, knowing thyself, is very important. It was brought about during the Industrial Revolution when we moved from rural life to urban centers, to these densely populated areas. And as we moved from rural life to urban centers, urban life, what happened was that we were able to select our own identity. Before, in urban life, we had the identity of our families, of our communities. But when we moved into these urban centers, we were able to select our own social identity, our own political identity, and even our own religious identity. This idea of moving from public to private and private property means that you have to have individuals in the society that know who they are so they can make the proper decisions within the society. For themselves, by the way. So as a result, what happens is, and what we see is that Horace Mann faced some of the same problems that we face today. This idea of people trying to fill a void through the educational system. People who are trying to use their influence to not serve the needs of students, but serve the needs of themselves, which is prevalent all throughout society. And we see this, teachers want more pay. People are trying to end the school board, the educational system. People are trying to profit from the educational system. These are all things that Horace Mann fought against and faced during his time. And, interesting enough, we still face these same issues today. Why? Because people are trying to fill a void, the void of knowing who they are. And they're trying to do that through their influence, and it's not serving society well. So teachers must be the paradigm of knowing yourself for self-inquiry, so students can fill that void. So teachers have to be very self-confident. They have to exhibit those qualities that are going to help students become lifelong learners. Also, I just want to briefly talk about and mention this idea of religion in schools and how Horace Mann looked at it. Now, Horace Mann was a Unitarian, and many Christians of his time, and even today, didn't believe that he was Christian enough, that he was sometimes, in some ways, bringing society down. But Horace Mann really believed, and I think he had a more world point of view, and that, this fire and brimstone approach is not going to be the way that we get students to understand themselves, to be motivated to come to school, and really figure out who they are, so they can go out and live their best life. If that he believed that if he did teach religion and he did teach God, but he believed that if we mainly focus on that, then we're not serving the needs of the school system or of the student, and therefore, if we're not serving the needs of the students, we're not serving the needs of society. And so, I just want to just summarize by saying, man's whole push in his public school movement or common school movement was to have the student take responsibility for their own learning, become lifelong learners, so they can experience self-efficacy, so they can be self-actualized, which in turn serves the needs and benefits of society. Thank you for your time. I look forward to the exchanges in next week's replies.